Hello, how you doing today? My name is Davion Baker. I am the Office of Black Student Success Coordinator, and I am a part of the EOP family. And I want to give you a warm welcome to the Spring 2018 Academic Advising Session for first year students. And I can't wait to go over all this wonderful information for you today. We want to help you become better students by understanding policies, general education, and much, much more. And you want to make sure you're watching the video all the way through because you will be getting quizzed. All right? So without further ado, let's get the show on the road. Get out your pens and your papers and get ready to take some amazing notes. In 3, 2, 1. I'll see you soon. Hello, how you guys doing today? My name is Davion Baker. I'm the coordinator of the Office of Black Student Success, and I am part of the EOP family. And today we will be hosting the academic advising session for all of our EOP students. And what we mean by this can be if you're part of the EOP program, OBSS, Dream Success Center, or Renaissance Scholars. This will count as your academic advising session. This is for our first year spring semester freshmen, okay? And so we have a lot of great information for you guys today. So please make sure you're paying attention. Please make sure you're taking good notes because we will be giving you a quiz at the end of this online session. We thank you for participating in this session. So without further ado, I know you don't have that much time, and we're going to make sure we give you everything you need in a timely fashion. So let's get the show on the road. So some of you guys may still have this or may have got this taken care of, but it's the second semester mandatory advising hold. And what that is that all second semester freshmen are required to receive some type of academic advising before being able to register for your fall courses. If you do have a declared major, you want to meet with your major advisor to get this removed so they can go over your courses, your roadmap, things you need to take care of in order to pursue your graduation or get closer to graduating, I should say. And if you're undeclared, you're in luck because we will be removing your academic advising hold or second semester mandatory advising hold after you attend our academic advising session. So by watching this video and completing to the quiz, you will get credit for attending the academic advising session, and we will be removing your hold. So make sure you're paying attention, taking great notes, and be sure to submit your quiz because that's proof right there. General education review, and some of this stuff you probably heard before. And some of the stuff is just a refresher, so please make sure you're paying close attention on these next few slides that we're about to go over. So as we already know, general education, our lower division, is numbered 1 through 99, right? Depending on your major, if you are in the liberal studies, engineering, business, students have a modified GE pattern or a general education requirements. So depending on your major, please make sure you're following the general education requirements for your particular major, okay? As we know, our upper division courses are numbered from 100 to 199. As we also know, when we get to specific sections like foundation, we must pass certain classes with a C or better, and courses that may require prerequisites and things like that. We'll be going into that a little bit more in the next few slides, but just know for some of your lower division courses, you can double count some of your lower division courses with some of your major requirements. It just depends on your major, but you cannot double count your major requirements for upper division courses. And then we know that you cannot take upper division courses until you have 60 units or you're going into 60 units the next semester, or approaching 60 units the next semester, I should say. And those areas is IB, IC, ID, and MI if you do not know already. So let's keep it going. As we talked about the foundation courses, all of these courses must be passed with a C grade or better. These are your oral communications, your written communications, your critical thinking, your quantitative reasoning. This is your math classes and things like that. So these are the courses that you must complete with a C or better. And remember, watch for prerequisites, okay? As you can see, prerequisites are things you need to complete in order to get in other classes, all right? So, some other breadth courses. These are your physical science courses, which is your chemistry, your life science, which is your biology, every class that we take here. We do have a lab that we do. You only need one lab, but since at Fresno State, most of all of our science classes do require a lab. So you will be taking a lab classes for all of your science classes if you do not know that already. You have your Area C, which is your arts and humanities. This is your drama 62, your musics, your language courses. And for Area D, you have your social and political and economic institution and behavior historical backgrounds. This is your histories. This is your government, political science, and social science courses. And then last but not least, you have your Area E classes, which is your lifelong understanding and self-development. This is your Rec 80, your University 1, child and family food studies, and much, much more. Okay? And also, too, if you have common AP classes that you've completed, please notify your counselor to let them know that you've taken AP and you passed it with a specific score, so you can get those credits and you won't have to take those particular classes. And D grades are sufficient unless also being used towards your major. Some majors may require C or better, but if it's not a major requirement, if you do get a D, that is passing. But we encourage you to strive higher than a D, but sometimes we do understand sometimes things just happen. Okay, so moving right along with your integration and multicultural international, check for your prerequisites. So for your IB, your prerequisites for that is completing your foundation in your Area B. Your IC would be completing your foundation in your Area C, and so forth. For your Area D is foundation. So as you see in the pattern, is the foundation area is a key foundation in order to take some of these classes. So without completing your foundation area, you won't be able to get into, taking these upper division courses that you need in order to graduate. Okay. And remember, you cannot choose for these courses that you choose cannot be courses that are within your major, because again, your major would take the credit and you would still have to complete this area. So for example, if you are, let's say you are let's say you are a public health major, right? And public health PH 161 is a major requirement, and you take that class for your IB area. What will happen is you will still get the credit for taking the course, but it will go towards your major unit requirement rather than your general education requirement. So please make sure you cannot take classes from your primary major. Also, you have your and you also have 2 upper division writing courses that you can count, and this will be able to double count for a class and your upper division writing class, which is 116W and your 105W. Okay, anthropology 105W and anthropology 116. So if we do have an upper division writing requirement, so if you were to get into your upper division writing requirement and you got into one of these classes, you can count those for both. I know business have their own W class, which can double count as well. Just make sure you follow up with your major department and see what upper division course you must take in order to get the credit for upper division. And you can also look at your catalog and look up upper division writing requirement courses, and they go over all the courses that we offer here that will suffice for your upper division writing requirement. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please make sure you come in and speak to one of your counselors so we can be able to clarify any information that you're hearing today. Okay. So the next few slides, we're going to be going over undeclared policy and things you must know if you are an undeclared student. We understand that sometimes coming in at a university, you don't know exactly what you want to do. So most of the time you're just taking general education, but the university do have specific requirements or policies to ensure that students start to pick their major sooner than later. So let's jump into some of those right now. Number one, you must declare a major by the time you earn 60 units. So you still got some time because this is your second semester, but as we get closer and closer to our 60 unit mark, you want to make sure you start to identify a major or some kind of idea of, degree path that you want to follow before you get to 60, because if you don't, what the university will do is start putting holes on your student portal, and we don't want that. We want you to get out here as soon as possible with a degree, with a job ready to go. But finding your major also keeps you on the path and more motivated to wanting to be successful and wanting to take care of, things you need to take care of in order to graduate, okay? Number two, if you're undeclared at 60 units, a hold will be placed on your registration until you declare a major. Like I said, you want to make sure you want to have your major before 60 units, or you will get a hold and you won't be able to get this hold removed until you actually declare a major. So rather than wait till the last minute, you want to start now. Start thinking about some major departments. And if you don't know, come talk to your EOP counselor or your counselor from your specific program to go over some, majors that you may be interested in, because we can definitely direct you to a path to get you the right help you need on declaring a major. Also, you want to be sure to meet with your counselor/advisor well in advance of this event, okay? So again, you want to come in and talk to us. We're here to help. Rather than wait till the last minute, you want to take care of things like this earlier. And the more you know what you want to do, the easier it is to stay focused and stay motivated to being successful and working towards your degree and eventually graduating, because that's the end goal, is to eventually graduate. And also for our undeclared major, we have 5 ways to explore a major. Like I said, number one is reviewing the general catalog. In the catalog, you can have so many things and so many majors that you can look up and look at, as far as options, the payment, how much you make when you graduate, different type of jobs that they offer, and things like that. The catalog is one of your best friends at this university. So understanding your general catalog and knowing how to access that is key. And if you ever want help, you can definitely schedule an appointment with one of us, and we'll be happy to go over your general catalog with you. Visiting our career development center, we have a really, really great career development center in Thomas 103, and they have many different assessments and surveys that can help identify possible majors that might interest you based off your characteristics, based off your values, based off things you are interested in. So we can definitely direct you to the career development center. Meeting with a major advisor, right? Going to an advisor center, talking to a major about the major you're thinking about trying to declare, so they can go over the ins and outs, some of the classes, some of the things you can do with the major, some of the things they offer as well. So definitely meeting with a major advisor. Volunteers / job shadowing, internships. Sometimes the best experience is actual hands-on experience to actually see if you really enjoy this type of work. So volunteering. If you're thinking about being a nurse and you want to see what it's like to be a nurse, shadowing somebody, asking if it's okay to shadow somebody for a couple of hours just to see the process of being a nurse, so you get the ins and outs. Hands-on is sometimes the greatest experience you can have to better assist you on deciding and picking a major in the future. And last but not least, meeting with a counselor, EOP counselor, OBSS counselor, Renaissance Scholars counselor, Dream Success Centers counselor. It doesn't matter. Just coming in to see somebody to talk about a particular major, or talk about some options that may interest you. Okay. And declaring a major. If you don't have a major, these are the steps you need to do to declare a major. What you want to do is download a change of major form, and you pick one up at the Admissions and Record Services window located in Joel Administration North Lobby. And then what you want to do is just pretty much complete the form. I know you have to meet with the department that you want to declare. They have to do some signatures and be able to accept you and things like that. And then you just declare your major. You want to make sure you know what you're declaring, and you want to make sure they're okay with, and they have open spots. Some programs don't allow people to declare their major, or they only accept certain students or certain amount of students in a certain point of time. So it depending on your field. Sometimes you have to apply, especially for pre-nursing. You're a pre-nursing major, you have to complete your prerequisites, then you have to apply to the nursing program, put in your application, and based off your applications and the things you do, your grades and your testing will determine if you're able to get into that program. So declaring your major is critical. It's key to make sure you're on the right path to success. So you want to make sure you know exactly what you need to do moving forward. Okay. And again, if none of this stuff makes sense, just make sure you schedule an appointment with one of your counselors or advisors to get in-depth information on how to make sense with the stuff we're going over today, okay? So, now, some of the terms and policies you should know as a freshman on this campus and as a student in general. Starting with number 1. Grade substitutions and repetition. I can't even talk today, but grade substitutions and repetitions of courses. Repetitions or repeating of courses. Oh my Jesus, I can't talk today. But students can repeat up to 28 units of undergrad coursework at Fresno State. Can only repeat classes with grades of a D, fail, WU, or IC. So you get 16 units of grade forgiveness, and you get 12 units of grade average. What that means is with the 16 units, if you was to take a class and say, for example, you failed the first time and you take it again and you got an A, that grade will substitute the A will substitute for the fail. And if you say, for example, you ran out of your substitutions or your grade replacements, what that is, what it does, it will average out the 3 grades to get the final grade. So making sure you pass in classes is critical, but there are things that you can utilize if you was to not have a good semester, and that is some of the things we do. We do offer opportunities for students to do some grade substitutions, but be mindful when you do that, because by doing that earlier than later, you want to use it when you really need it. Sometimes, especially if it's a general ed class, you necessarily don't want to have to retake general education courses, because you may need to use a grade forgiveness or a grade average for a major course or a major requirement that you need to take care of if you don't do well the first time. So being mindful on what you use to grade substitute and grade forgiveness is very critical. So to go in more depth of it, it's like what it does with the grade substitution. The new grade replaces the original grade. Courses taken and failed at Fresno State must be retaken at Fresno State for a grade substitution. You cannot take it at a community college to substitute the grade, and it won't even average at both the fail and the grade you take at a community college will count in your calculation for your GPA. So if you want to get your GPA up, you must make sure you take that same class here at Fresno State. Grade substitutions are automatically posted at the end of each semester. No paperwork is needed or necessary. Now, third attempt approval form. Now, if you was to fail a class twice, you will need to complete a form in order to take that class again. And so that is critical, especially if you're taking it for a specific major or so or whatnot. So you don't want to fail classes, but there are things in place if you do happen to fail multiple times. We understand things do happen. Life happens, things happen out of the blue that you can't plan for. So making sure you're ahead of the game is critical. Okay. And the drop and withdrawal policy, you can drop a class without a W before the 20th day of instruction. First 15 days of instruction, no form and signature required. After the 16th day, a form of signature is required from the instructor and the chair, and you have to complete withdrawal. A form is required, no signature needed from instructor department chair. Must obtain signatures from financial aid and EOP. No W recorded on transcripts. So taking the class, dropping the class before the 20th day instructions will allow you to get out of class without getting a W on your course. You can just remove on the class and you won't have to get a W. But if you take it after, if you try to drop a class after the 20th day, then you have to have a compelling reason. It has to be a serious compelling reason. It just can't be because I'm failing. It has to be something serious, where it's medical, family emergency. It has to be something serious in order to do so. And it is required definitely type of paperwork, and people must, the chair, the instructor must sign off on it in order to receive a W on your transcripts. If not, if it's just because you're not doing well and you're trying to drop a class, you probably 9 times out of 10 won't receive a W. You probably receive another form of withdrawal, which you may have to retake that class in the future or whatnot. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, that's why we're here to talk about it. So just come in, schedule an appointment with one of your advisors, and we'll be able to help and go more in depth on the drop and withdrawal policies. But to go into more information on it, the last 3 weeks of instruction, again, you must make sure you get things done. All right. You want to make sure if it is a compelling reason, you want to move fast. Do not try to drop a class just because you're not doing well, because if you do, after the 20th day, it becomes more and more challenging to do so. And rather than dropping or trying to use that as an option, come in and talk to us and see what we can do to help. Right? If it is something serious and compelling, we'll definitely help. If it's not, let's talk about ways to improve rather than just dealing and just going to class or not going to class per se. Use us as a resource to help you get out of that hole, to get back on the right track, because we know you can be successful. We know you have the ability to do a lot of great things. And also to be known, you have 18 units, W units. So what this is if you're able to get out of a class and get a W, you have 18 units. After those 18 units, 9 times out of 10 you won't be able to withdraw. But we don't want to have you have to get to 18 units of withdrawal. So please come in and talk to us when you're dealing with issues or you're having trouble in your courses or just outside of school in general. So just a little bit of reflection. Take a moment to think about major milestones that you've accomplished thus far in your first year at Fresno State. For example, if you joined clubs, better time management, decided on a major, used campus resources, made new friends, etc. Make sure you acknowledge the good things you're doing. Like, we're proud of you because you're here. You're excelling. Some people didn't even make it past their first semester. You're going into your second semester and you're almost in the home stretch of finishing. If you need additional support, come in and talk to us. We're here to help. What are your future goals that you hope to accomplish your second year, right? As you finish your first year, what do you want to do differently that you didn't get to do your first year? What do you want to try to accomplish your second year and improve on it? Because you always want to get better. You never want to take steps back. So you always want to move 4, 5 to 10 steps forward, even if you do take a couple of steps back. You want to make sure you're thinking about your future, thinking about what do you want to do in the long run in your next steps, per se. And we can help you with that. Some reminders: complete your EOP requirements, meet with, and that depends on your program. You want to meet with your counselor. You want to meet with your peer mentor twice a semester. Attend 2 academic workshops. So if you haven't did those workshops, there are still workshops available for you to attend. And attend 1 academic advising session. By attending this session, you have completed one of those requirements. And you want to utilize your Blackboard. Utilize the Blackboard information that we put on for you, so you can get the information you need to be successful. Okay. And for if you're not a part, if your programs don't have these specific requirements, make sure you're following your program requirements and you're following up with your advisor to get those things taken care of. Without further ado, we're getting close to the home stretch, wrapping up. Our end of the year event is Wednesday, May 2nd from 2 to 4 at the Ag East Lawn area next to the Satellite Student Union. We'll have prizes, games, and food, and a whole lot of great things for you. Just to say thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your dedication and things that you've done. We appreciate you, we value you, and we hope to see you there. Everything is free. All you have to do is show up. If you can't be there the whole time, stop by when you can and show some love, because we want to give it. Okay, have a wonderful day, and if you have any questions, feel free to email your counselor. Schedule those appointments. Let's finish strong. This is the last stretch. I hope you enjoyed all these wonderful things that we planned for you today. We talked about today. I hope you took great notes. And again, if you got questions, schedule an appointment with one of us and be ready for the quiz after this session, okay? Because we want to make sure you was here the whole time and you was taking care of your business, all right? My name is Davion Baker. I have to go, but I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay blessed, live life, stress less, and continue the great work you're doing. Bye-bye. Welcome back. How was that? Did you enjoy all that wonderful information I gave you? I hope you did. And don't forget, May 2nd from 2 to 4, I hope to see you all there to have a good time with the EOB team. Without further ado, we're going to end this session, but don't forget to take the quiz if you want to get credit for attending your academic advising sessions. Good luck as the semester is ending. We want to wish you the very best, and you always know you can come talk to your EOP family, whether that's OBSS, Dream Success Center, Renaissance Scholars, and EOP. I hope you all have a wonderful day. It was a pleasure presenting to you today. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.